My name's Carly Healy. Just decided to get out of San Diego and paint and visit Denver. It's my first time here. A lot of amazing artists come through here and paint here, so it's an honor. I paint a lot of figurative, a lot of female characters. I think mostly because I am a female and it's usually representative of things I'm feeling or emotions at the time.
My name is Highland Mather. I was involved in an exhibition in Amsterdam called Ultra de la Rue. It was a show I was partly curating. And the other curator, we had a big gap in between two of these spaces, one we were using and one we weren't. And her name is Afina, and she said, Highland, do you think you could build some kind of a wall there? And I was like, yeah, let's see what we got. And I went into a back room and I just started pulling out big objects. And before I knew it, I was making this wall out of essentially junk. And it was like a eureka moment for me.
I'm Stephanie Hartshorn. I am an oil painter, and most of my work falls under the umbrella of rural America, where I'm a fourth generation Coloradan. So I have a real love for our open space and land, and so my work will touch on ranches and farms, mostly the structures. When I'm working on my paintings, it's completely my directive, and it's just an incredible opportunity to express yourself, and so the expression of my pieces is completely mine. You know, and I will stand back and go, oh, I did that.
I'm Tracy Weil. My studio's in Rhino, so I work out of there pretty much every day. But primarily, I'm a painter, so I work in the studio. I show in my own gallery as well as some other galleries around the city. So I try to just continually create artwork. Yeah, so Exto Event Center hired me to do this mural behind me, and they paid me to do it, which was awesome. And so I created a couple years ago, kind of inspired by their beach club event that they had. So it's been a lot of fun. Again, more of the murals are bringing kind of to the surface the vibrancy of what's inside of the buildings that are in Rhino.
Driving down the highway, it's just a brown little cornery strip mall after another, but this place just has a more friendly and homegrown feel.
It's exciting down here. There's just a lot of life. There's a lot of buzz happening down there. There's food and breweries, and so I think of that, the variety of architecture with this mix of industrial and revitalized urbanism.
I'm the co-founder and the creative director for the Rhino Art District. So I moved into the neighborhood. I bought a piece of property over on the west side of Rhino in the year 2000. So I found sort of an abandoned junkyard and then built my first house and studio there. We're gritty. We're rough around the edges. We have a lot of great street art, a lot of great murals. In the beginning, it was a great neighborhood. There was a lot of people that existed here. It was a workaday kind of neighborhood, and it still really is.
I used to own, I still own Ondinken Gallery. I found a building in Rhino, which is now the Block building at 29th and Larimer, and I bought that building in 2005 or 6. And even at that time, there was nothing here.
I moved into Rhino on April of 2016, happily, and that's my history. Prior to that, I knew of it and thought, God, that's really cool. So I was really excited to be able to be an artist here.
There is no doubt in my mind that real estate people were like, that spot. It's too close to the river, it's too close to downtown. It was never gonna stay an industrial zone.
Well, Rhino, when we first started, was called, it's pretty much 5 points, generally. So it was made up of several different sort of neighborhoods. There's Cole, there's Curtis Park, Ellery, Swansea, Globeville, and we were kind of really the River North Art District that came in and decided to form a district. So we drew a circle around kind of those 8 locations that were here.
It wasn't really a thing. There was no Rhino District. It didn't even exist as a formal entity at that point.
It was still kind of a neighborhood that's rough around the edges. I mean, kind of like it is today. We wanted to drive more traffic to the neighborhood as far as selling art. We wanted to sell more paintings and stuff. So I collaborated with Ironton Studios across the street from where I'm at, and that's when we started the art district. Yeah. Well, artists are attracted to places they can just be noisy and experiment and drip paint on the floor and that kind of stuff, and they really are drawn to sort of warehouses.
The irony is creatives come into a space and they gentrify it. We see the possibility and potential in all these cool, funky spots. And we swoop in, and it gets really cool, and people are like, God, that's cool, I want to live there. And they come in, and I just feel like what happened here, the rate of growth, the development was faster, it's more robust than maybe the pace has been before.
Well, in New York, gentrification, they just get priced out. I don't know, they just can't afford their studios and houses anymore. They end up having to move. This is a case in point example. However, artists here get paid to do the stuff that they are doing. Not always, but certainly a lot. But here, you really are having people like Rhino take a real interest in the artists. There might be the chance for there to be some kind of unique environment here where the artists don't actually get chased out. They're actually able to stay.
We really are trying to change the paradigm. Artists move in, they make it cool, then they can't really afford it anymore. So we've really tried to kind of be on the ground to be able to kind of make a difference and kind of turn that philosophy of gentrification more into empowering the community to kind of celebrate who they are and to support their artists.
A lot of the places that artists have made cool, they've gotten run out of, but it was more like they were tricked into this idea that they should be happy to have the wall to paint on. They should be excited about that, and not the other way around, that they were making the neighborhood valuable and deserved to be paid for it. I guess I'm really hopeful. As long as these kinds of organizations can stay strong and there are defenders for it, I think the neighborhood can keep its identity without chasing out the people that made it have that identity.